You are now listening to Young's Network Live Soul Saver Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Big T, and we are here today with the one and only Mr. Shelton Johnson. How you doing on today?
I'm doing great in yourself.
Man, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. So, man, for the ones that don't know who you are, who is Shelton Johnson?
I'm Shelton D. Johnson Sr., also known as the Dreamer. I'm someone no different from anybody else. Went through the highs and lows of life, figured some things out along the way, and then allowed God to teach me some things so that I can manifest my goals, my dreams, my desires, and then in return be able to help others do the same.
Man, so let's get into it today, man. You're a father, you're a husband, you're an entrepreneur, you're a basketball coach, you're all of that, man. How did you juggle having all these different things and still find time to be with your family?
Well, one of the things that we have some misconceptions about being a father, being a parent, and then being an individual that goes after your goals and your dreams. And so one of the things is that it's awfully hard to be everything at the same time to everybody, right? And so sometimes you're going to be an extremely great father, but you may not be that great of a husband. And then sometimes you may be extremely great husband, and you may not be a great father, and you may be extremely great business person and not extremely great father, because the demands of life, demands of time, demands of resources, they come into play. But overall, our children will love us, our wives will love us, our husbands will love their wives, and our employees and so on and so forth will love us. But we just have to keep everything into perspective. I'm not a big fan of balance, but I understand that in life we're not accustomed to seeing people just accomplish so much by applying massive amounts of action in many different areas of life, and then ascertaining great levels of success at those many different areas. And as time goes along, we see more and more people do so that it'll become common. But right now, we're still dealing with the common understanding of being comfortable, being complacent, being lazy. I don't need it. I got enough. We're still kind of like weeding that mindset out. But as time goes along, and as God continues to increase us, expand us, and grow us, we'll see that more and more people are getting so much done in their time here upon this place we call Earth.
Man, so you have some books that's out as well, man. Talk about your books.
One of the things I believe is that the pen and the paper is an opportunity for us to leave a legacy in the earth realm. But more importantly, it's an opportunity for us to leave at certain points and juncture in our lives. Certain things that God allow us to face and to confront and to overcome, God allow us to be able to use those things as a testimony, not only to His glory, not only to His power, but also a testimony to us as the one who is able to carry that glory, that power through the obstacle, through the hurdle, over the mountaintop, through the valley, in the fire. And so what pen to paper allows us to do is to document the goodness of God in the earth, so that it'll be a testimony as long as the earth shall remain. When books are around, that testimony will always remain in the earth.
Man, so I hang around you a lot, of course. So, man, I see that you're real big in teaching people about finances, and I see that you love finances. Man, what are some keys that you can give to the people?
Learn as much as you possibly can on your own, and then find someone who is 10 steps, 15 steps, 100 steps above you. Pay them if necessary, and learn all they can, and apply what you can to your life. And then once you get to that level, you find someone else and you do the same thing. But the key component, the fundamental basic principle in all of this is you have to learn and grow. So books, seminars, YouTube, webinars, mentorship, learn all you can and apply a massive amount of action with that which you learn.
Man, so what are some goals? I know that you are busy running, doing different things, making things happen for other people. What are some goals that you have set for Shelton?
Well, I'm a dreamer, right? So all of my goals to the average person would totally seem like totally just out of this world. Right now, currently, I'm writing 2 books and reading 2 books per week. That's a goal. Maintaining my weight of probably about 182 pounds for the whole entire year of 2023. And really focusing on growing myself and my faith to the next level, so I can manifest the things that I believe that God has called me to do in this season of my life.
Man, so you're part of a company called Dominion
Tower of Prayer.
Dominion Tower of Prayer. Man, talk a little bit about the app.
It's a very unique concept that God gave to the company. And basically what it does is it allows people all over the world to enter in about 30 different prayer rooms and pray specifically for those things that are labeled by the prayer room. And so this app has the capacity and the functionality to be able to track the amount of time that the individual user prayed and the corporate time that everybody prays on the app. As an entrepreneur and a business owner, it is very important that we're able to have measurable goals. And I believe all of us would love to know how many total hours did we pray in 2022. Right? Because if we knew how many total hours we prayed in 2022, if we prayed 100 hours in 2022, now because that goal was measurable and we was able to define it, right, and document it, now we can look at praying 150 hours in 2023 and then continue that thereafter. So this app allows us to measure the goal, document the goal. It allows us to all come together in unity. I'm of the mindset knowledge is everything. Applied knowledge is the ultimate goal. And so when you and I can look at a system, a process, a document, something that's documented that says we prayed 1 million hours for parents all across the world. We prayed 500,000 hours for schools. We prayed 2 million hours against crime. To know that we're sending up that type of prayer to heaven, it increases the faith and the capacity of the people. And ultimately, I believe that the Dominion Tower of Prayer is on the cutting edge of what God is getting ready to do in the kingdom and through the kingdom in the earth. And so the Dominion Tower of Prayer is just one entity that is tied to a network of a total of 7 businesses. But prayer is a fundamental, foundational, basic in our belief system and in practically in any religion. So we use Dominion Tower of Prayer as the gateway, as the doorkeeper into Dominion Network. And it'll be more on that as time goes on.
Man, so in our community, we live here in the city of New Orleans, man, and it's a lot of crime that's going on, a lot of crime that's taking place is actually coming from our young people in the city. Man, what are some things that you believe that we can implement in our city that can actually turn things around for us?
One of the things I definitely believe, without a doubt, is we got to go back to the basics. We got to go back. In life, when you want to uproot a tree, you don't cut it from the limbs, right? You have to go deep as you can to the root and uproot the tree. And we got to use that same type of analogy. We got to go back to parenting. We have to go back to the basic fundamentals of parenting. We got to figure out what's causing a breakdown. One of the biggest issues in America is that right now, about 80% of our mothers are single mothers, or 80% of the babies that are born in America are born to single mothers. We got to figure out a way to slow down that epidemic. We got to figure out a way to slow down that particular crisis because it is a crisis. It is a major crisis. So we got to get back to parenting, some fundamental basics on parenting, on discipline, correction, guidance, instruction, structure. We got to build those things back in the fabric of parenting so that now, once we build those things back in the fabric of parenting, now we can address those other little issues that may arise, that'll be the onesies and the twosies and the eaches, which if we solidify the structure and get back to parenting, some of the crime in and of itself just from dealing with that piece is going to go down. And then everything in the earth realm is some way, somehow tied to economics. And so we have to bring economic development, economic opportunity into these communities so that the children can have something to look forward to. A big part of the crime that takes place is because there's no opportunity. the doors are not open. There's not an opportunity to make a good quality living. And so because of that, because of lack of parenting, a lack of economic development, a lack of economic opportunity, these things presents us with great challenges. And some people find themselves falling prey to the unfortunate things and the realities of not having enough money, not being able to pay the bills, not being able to make ends meet. And so this trickle down to the children. And sometimes because of the lack of structure, discipline, guidance, instruction, structure in the family core, it causes children and sometimes even adults to go wayward. And because of this, we see the increase of crime in our city.
Man, so if you could leave the people with anything on today, what would be an encouraging word for our audience?
I would say get disciplined with all you can. The Bible says, wisdom is a principal thing, and all that getting, get understanding. I got that, get it out of the way, continue to get it. But as you go through life, build discipline in your life. In fact, discipline is kin to the word disciple. And you can't disciple someone without instilling discipline in them. So if I was going to tell you anything, number one, I would tell you get discipline. Dr. Jordan Peterson said this: anybody can change their life instantly by doing two things. Number one, you have to define meaning for whatever it is that you're doing or about to do. And then number two is increase your responsibility. Increase your responsibility. Instantly, your life changes if you define meaning and increase your responsibility. Whether it's at work and somebody's not doing their job, you do it. Increase your responsibility. It's an opportunity to serve an elderly lady in your neighborhood. Increase your responsibility. Make it your business to cut her grass once a week. So if you want to change your life, get disciplined, define your meaning, and increase your responsibility. Those will be the three things that I would give to anybody right now in this season, based on the climate and what we're facing up against in the world today.
Okay, so if anyone would like to book you, if they would like to follow you on social media, because you are a motivational speaker as well, how can they reach out to you?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can find me as Shelton D. Johnson Sr., Shelton D. Johnson SR. Email, you can find me at shelton@sheltonjohnsonsr.com. And if you have any requests, if you have any prayer requests, you have any events you want me to speak at, you want to purchase books, you can find me at that, reach out to me at that email at shelton@sheltonjohnsonsr.com. That's shelton@sheltonjohnsonsr.com.
Once again, we would like to thank you for taking time out to do an interview with us on Soul Saving Radio.
You are now listening to Young's Network Live, Soul Saving Radio.